He is a scientist in pharma industry and has made his contributions in pharmaceutical sector. He immigrated to Canada with a dream and unwavering commitment to making difference in his life. From overcoming the challenges of adjusting to the new culture and learning the system to navigate the path of success scientific research. He has truly exemplified a success story. His journey from humble beginnings to becoming a successful professional and an entrepreneur is nothing short of inspirational. Today we have Philip John with us. Let's explore the extraordinary story of his resilience, innovation, and success. Join me and our co-host Bharat in welcoming Philip to our show. Philip ji, thank you very much for coming to our show. But before we dive into your success story, can you share a bit about your early life, where you came from, what led you to immigrate to Canada, etc.?
We came to Canada in 2010. Actually, I did not come to Canada with a big dream. The fact is that I married to somebody. His family immigrated from India to USA. So my journey to come to Canada to join both the families together. So we came in 2010 with a work permit, with a close work permit. Actually, my parents are from southern India called Kerala. People call it as God's own country. But most of my study and time I spent in Delhi. And actually, I'm graduated in chemistry. I started my career as a chemist, then later became a product manager. The reason being from a chemist to a product manager, because in a chemist job in India, there is less money and you have more money in the management job. So I already did my MBA and also has a PGP from Indian Institute of Management. I was successful there. Then after that we moved to Canada. And I have a passion about the chemistry. I can say that anything connected to science. In childhood days, like I used to collect all those, like when the medicine comes to ointments and all comes to, from the shop, right? You have all the covers, right? I used to collect all the covers. Okay. My father used to tell me, you want to become a doctor? I said no, but I like this. I used to remember the chemical formulas. So and when I in my studies I become really good at chemistry because I understand chemistry really well, right? Most of the things I started thinking that okay, how the water is made, okay, and when you see TV, like in my childhood days, you have that BPL big TV, right, which has a picture too. Probably if a normal person cannot understand it, but I could visualize that time after my physics class that okay, how the picture is made there.
What led you people to move from Kerala to Delhi?
Because it's basically the opportunity, right? The problem with Kerala is that, right? Even though it's the most beautiful part of India, we call it is a God's own country, but there's no industry. And in Kerala, in my place, like when a child is born, people used to say that instead of taking a birth certificate, people used to buy a passport because you can go out and make a living either in Dubai, or if you don't have an option to go to Dubai, you go to another part of the India. It doesn't matter. You have to come out of the border of that state to make your living. And probably if you think that, like you can see big buildings in Kerala, all the money comes from either from Middle East or from other part of India. That's the story of our culture and heritage, because always Kerala does not support any job, but people has a very good education there. We have very strong formulated career path there. You can become an engineer and a doctor, but again, if you don't get a government job, you have to go out, and there's no private sector. There's only public sector job or the tourism job, and for the tourism job you don't need any specialty, no education, right?
Okay, so you were working in Delhi. How was your Delhi days there? I would say you were working fine in Delhi. You are already in chemical industry or pharmaceutical sector, right? What led you to move to Canada? That's a big jump, by the way, right? From
As
Delhi
I
to...
told you, right? Because thinking that after I got married, we moved to Cochin, because thinking that as a product manager, even though my headquarters was in Bangalore, I don't have to stay there because every day I had to move from one city to another. Normally I use train or by flight. I used to reach there, stay in a hotel, right? I used to come back on Friday evening to Cochin. But that time, actually one of my friends suggested me there's an immigration seminar happening to Canada. We just went and we gave all the papers. And we didn't intended to come to Canada that time because we were really, really well settled. We have a car, we have a maid servant at home, right? And my mom was living with us. My wife's grandmother was living with us, and she was working. My wife was working as a lecturer, one of the MBA college in the city called Cochin. So she was working as a lecturer, and she was pursuing her PhD. Then that time we went to seminar. We got the opportunity. We got the PR in 6 month time. Then we got in summer in January, and at that time my daughter was turning 4 years. That she was about to start her studies, and we got an admission in the one of the best prestigious school there. Right. Then that time we decided in August, like, if you want to move to Canada, we should move now. And the motivation I told you, because not for money, not for career. We were already established or very good career there. We wanted to join both the families. My in-laws and my wife, basically, I mean, her family was there. So they live in New York, and we realized it's not far from here to travel from the area where we're supposed to come first. Our rental apartment is in Mississauga.
So of course it's a big move from a place where it was like where it is born and brought up, moving into Canada. And now there should be a cultural difference or societal difference that you might have recognized by the time when you first arrived. Was there something that you can share with us? What were, based on what you have in the top of the memory, like what type of cultural differences or society differences that you recognized?
Again, thing is that the industry which I'm working is a multicultural industry. Okay, there are people, because in the chemical industry, most of the chemical industry are dominated by either Chinese or Indian, or people from Sri Lanka or from Europeans. Okay, so people are just like thick accented like us. I didn't fear that. I didn't fear that much about it. And again, thing is that when we come to GTA are dominated by other community. Okay, but of course, I felt this when I went to church, because thing is that for us, church is everything. Because I'm a Christian, I'm an Orthodox Christian. So basically, we go to church. Our culture is that when we go to the church, as the Indian tradition we follow in our church, right? So you have to remove the shoes, okay? And basically, everyone will be insisted in India that you should take a shower and do your, whatever the mass or your prayer you attend, that you come back home, right? But the church I started attending, the mass was in the afternoon, when people were wearing shoes. Okay, they were in their Western dress, and the mass was in English. Even though, like, I spent most of the time in North India, right? Because all our churches, the mass was in Malayalam. I could not get a grasp, at least 10%, but I am supposed to get from the Malayalam language, right? So that time I realized that there is a gap, because I am missing something here. And the people, like, they were polite, they were happy. Then actually I had to stop going to that church. I had to find another church which I am a proud member of that church, because this is the only reason. Because the thing is that those people came to Canada 20, 30, 40 years ago, right? They developed a particular culture there, right? When I moved to this church, people like us, newcomers like me, right? And the mass is in Malayalam for 3 times in a month and 1 time in English. That was okay. Yeah, that's the only time where I realized. And again, thing is that here I am not come in search for a job. I already have a job, right? And have a well-established position. I was not struggling for my livelihood. So I didn't feel that. But I heard that many people have challenges in the workplace. So when they join, right, probably the degree, probably in Canada, they don't recognize that. And when, like, probably the English, probably, even though they have really good education background, they won't recognize it here. But people have challenges. Because I think in the financial industry I worked, right? When I came across people used to say this thing to me a lot. You already have a job when you came here? Is that like you came here on a job, or? I came with a job, yeah. So you came directly as a PR or a work permit? No, I came as a work permit. On work permit? Yeah. Or also you said you were staying in an apartment or something? No, I was staying in a basement. A basement. Yeah, everybody starts there. Yeah, and there is a, like, even if you ask me, when we landed in Ottawa, Ottawa is our port of landing. As soon as we landed there, we saw a big cultural change. Back home, even if somebody goes there, we just say hi, namaste, whatever it is, right? And then here people
everybody say like, good morning, like, and then people are too smiley or always. They seem to be happy, but if we ask them, hey, hello, how are you? They say not bad, right? We never use bad term, not bad. Should either be good or bad, right?
No,
But
because
that's
this thing, like, as I told you, right, I was in Delhi, right? So whenever, like, in Delhi side, if you ask how are you, right, they said I'm really doing good. But in southern India, like, I mean, we have some reluctancy saying that. And again, here one thing I look that if you go for a morning walk or evening walk, right, if you say anyone on the street, they say hi to you. But we don't have that culture.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So how was your when you landed in? So you landed in Mississauga somewhere, or?
We landed in Mississauga.
So how was your life after landing in Mississauga? Like, is there anything hardship that you saw? Or is it always?
No, again, thing is, look, if you go from a comfortable place, basically, I was in Delhi, like, I know the place there, right? So I know where I can get the food, I can get the grocery, I can get the milk, right? Yeah, that type of challenges are. Then the driving was a challenge to me because thing is that when I came to Canada, I come with a driving habit. Okay, that's why even though I could able to crack my G2 license first time, and for the G1 I failed 2 times. Rather, I don't remember, maybe I failed 1 time. Because maybe that was my first failure in my life. I was totally upset because I had to get rid of my old habit to get into a new habit.
So how is your life after learning? Like, how is the? Did you see any struggles? Like, if you ask me, I would say, as soon as we landed in Ottawa, life was good for I would say like 2 day, I'd say a week or two, and then we were still in the mindset like, okay, 200 rupees, so $200. We are still comparing the same, right? So we bought, I don't know why we bought the TV for what, 240 something, like 10 years ago, right? And shoes, we already have shoes, but still we went for another shoes for 150 or something, right? We are, end of the day, within a month or so, we started struggling.
Actually,
So-
yeah, I didn't had that struggle. And only thing is that, okay, we did our adequate research when we came to Canada, and we were already connected because there are people, we already know them, right? So they told us, okay, these are the things you should to bring it to bring it here. Probably Asha, you know that, like, we can Malayali, as a Kerala people, like, we eat fish, okay?
Yeah. Mhm.
So, and all the fish is cooked in a pottery.
Mhm.
Okay, even we bought that pottery with us, right? So we were adequately prepared to. We have adequate money with us, right? Normally, those people did not have. Those people who have struggled. Only thing which probably I can say that maybe they did not prepare really well. We didn't have the struggle. Yes, of course we had struggle. Maybe the weather was a struggle. In Canada, we when we came in 2010, right? The winter was really mild. Even God bless us. Then after next year only we realized that, oh man, because this is going to minus 35. That year, like, there was only hardly 3 or 4 snow. That year it did not go below 1, minus 20, minus 10. Okay, maybe with God blessing everything was fine with us, and that's the only thing I can remember about that. And again, we have our first car, and again. One thing which we miscalculated that I would like to mention here that, okay, when we calculate the money in Indian salary, right? Okay, I had making this much of money. I was getting little bit more what when I moved to Canada. When I calculated, I didn't realize that I had to pay in Canadian dollars also for the expense, because that time we were paying 750 Canadian dollars as the rent. That was half of my salary, right?
Mhm.
And the tax part, we missed that. Okay, like, then after that, I had a question sometime came to my mind that, even though I was making less money in India, I could able to save 90% of my salary. Here I'm not able to save. I could able to save that time also only 25 to 30%. Again, I didn't had that thing. Okay, if you go to Tim Hortons to buy a coffee, you have to convert this thing to Indian rupees, right? Because thing is that my lifestyle was like that, because I used to stay in 5-star hotels, right? So like, I had that lifestyle, so I know that for this lifestyle you had to pay this, because Tim Horton the ambience, the look, the way they serve you the coffee, right? Just like a five-star hotel in India. You are not going to buy a tea from a nearby roadside shop. Yeah, I had that realization. That did not upset me at all.
And as you already stated, right, though there are people who have a good education in India, when they come to the new country like Canada, not the language barrier is going to be there, because the way they speak and how a native English speaker speak in English, that is going to be a big difference in terms of communicating the same language. How were you able to cross that barrier when you were first landed in the next few weeks to few months?
I have an extensive thought about this. Actually, the thing is that Bharat, like your language, your pronunciation, your accent is not going to change over a period of time, but it will change certainly, but it takes years. You already have some acquired one, right? But what I realize that for a language, because if you, as a trained manager, I know when you speak, okay, when you trying to communicate something, 70% are non-verbal clues, okay, and 30% is only language you are speaking out. Maybe if you are speaking to someone, if you are not trying to communicate through your body language, you are just using only words, that's a different thing. Okay, most of the communicators are between one person, they are already in your premises, okay. So the culture is going to play a big role. This is the same person over a period of time, they have the same accent, could able to communicate to the other people more efficiently, because he understands the culture. So that's why maybe like when we speak about the workshops, job workshops and all, right? So they should ask for a Canadian work experience, okay? And those people come from India, maybe let's say somebody is working in a nurse in a hospital, okay? They think, no, I should get the same job. Actually, it's not. Later I realized that again I have new people coming from India, they are my clients also. I used to tell them that, right, whatever the job you get, or whatever the chance you get, talk to people, to communicate with them, you get their culture. And again, thing is that Chinese culture is different than Indian culture, right? Where India and Sri Lanka are neighbors, but their cultures are different, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Right. Even though like we have Tamil speaking in Tamil Nadu in India, the Sri Lankan Tamil, like probably that the same Tamil language cannot able to communicate almost 100% of the thing they are communicating. It's a culture thing. So if you come here, if you stay here, you understand the culture, you'll be okay. But again, it's time consuming. But if you stay at home, it's more time consuming. Only thing is you get out whatever the job you get an association with the people. If any chance to meet people other than your culture, you should better go and do it.
Excellent. And here comes one, like kind of a different question. I usually ask people, was there any given moment, did it give a chance to think, should I give up and go back to my own country? Or when there was a chance, how come, if it is true, given that thought, how come you were able to get back to encourage yourself and stay in this country, and what made you to stay here?
Yeah, it happened with me many years ago. I came from India, right? Always you measure your success with your colleagues, okay? And those colleagues with me, those people were in India, right? Either they become CEO of one particular company, they went up in the ladder, right? And the problem with in Canada and India is the taxes, right? In Canada, if you make more money, you pay more taxes. In terms of the career growth, I couldn't achieve that type of growth because India, the way like they appreciate your work or efforts in a different way than Canada. I'm not saying that India is bad or Canada is bad. The different way. Okay. Here, if you want to get a job appraisal, if your manager is, if you're good, you are in good terms with your manager. Like whether you are not performing good at your work, you will be promoted. But in India, sincerity has a lot of effect. In our particular industry, so if you do any mistake, like if you go and tell them, okay, I did this mistake, I own that mistake, they'll appreciate, okay? And that honesty and sincerity has a bigger value, they will promote you. But here it's different. Okay, that's one thing upset me. The second thing is that, again, the money wise. When my colleagues, like we used to have an alumni meeting every year, right? When they boast about their success in terms of financial growth, I was a little backward. Yeah, so I started another job because I understand the value of extra income. I started my job as a security guard. Okay, and like here, let's say if you want to make an extra $100, not even $60 come to your bank account. But if you have an extra job, what I realized that, okay, because it's not taxed the same way. Because where you're in $100,000 tax bracket at your workplace, if you go to a security guard job, they calculate with the minimum wages, right? But eventually, I could able to manage that gap, but that ended up paying more taxes. But for that, then the later stage, I realized only when I joined the financial industry.
So you just said you worked as a security guard,
Yeah,
right? Before that, so you are working in particular company now,
yeah,
right? And then you said you want to make some extra money.
Yeah.
So what's the difference if you are in the same company and you are still looking for a different job at the time?
No, because thing is that every company has an option for a overtime, right? But if you make, that's what I explained earlier, that if you make $100 as an overtime, right? Let's say normal scenario, you pay 40% taxes. The taxes are calculated in a different way when you do overtime. Okay, so let's say you are making almost $5,000 bi-weekly, and you make $1,000 as an overtime, right? So your company will calculate it. That's $6,000 into 2 into 12, and they divide. So they deduct taxes altogether, taking that money. It's not 5,000. That not 120,000, right? So it may be ending up that is 6,000 into 12,000. So it may be tax. It's going to the higher tax bracket. So that's why I realized that maybe it was a miscalculation, but end of the year when you pay taxes, right? So whatever the extra income you are making, you have to pay tax. But like initial time, you get money to your hand with the tax deduction.
So that security job, when you're doing that, you have to manage. You're doing basically 2 jobs in a day.
Not like that. Monday to Friday, my full-time job, and Friday evening, Saturday evening, Sunday evening, I work as security guard. So it's basically almost 36 hours in the weekend, 40 hours.
Also, it's a week basically.
Yeah, it's a 12-hour shift.
We also know that you are already into finance sector. We know that you are already a licensed financial advisor.
Yeah, man.
So that's also a big jump for us, for you actually, basically. So what led you to come into or enter into finance world?
No, luckily for me, because the thing is that my job is everything is under Canadian or FTA regulation, right? And security is also same. It's a regulatory industry, and the financial industry also same. So it is kind of the similar. Maybe for an outside person, it's different. For me, it was same. And for the security guard, right, what do? You protect the life of the people, life and wealth of the people, right? And finance also, in a way, we are helping people's wealth and their life. Because here, if you think, if you look around the people, successful people, right, probably you can say that film star, they're making millions or billions of dollars, right? Probably after 10 years, you can see, you can see them as bankrupt. There's a reason behind it. They don't know how to manage the money, right? And so there is one thing, right? So if you are trying to give something to the people, it will come back to you. Okay, the same thing with the finance also, because here, what are the things I am pursuing? That so you do finances well, you manage your wealth well, you protect your family, right? And make sure that you pay off your debts sooner. Okay, and plan for a good retirement. And again, this is a long journey. The same thing, the pharmaceutical R&D, because the thing is that if someone give you a molecule and we developed into a full-blown medicine, the same thing, right? Somebody come from India, okay, they don't know how the taxation working here, right? So we at the training which I got from this particular financial thing which I'm doing. So we are sitting with the family. We tell them, okay, so these are the things you have to do immediately. You have to do after 1 year. You have to do after 10 years. You have to you have to do 30 years. Okay, so when you do this, right? So knowingly or unknowingly, you are also doing it for yourself, right? You are also going to take care of your family. Okay, and again, whatever the things I am doing, okay, whatever, even though security guard job or the my R&D job, the one which I am doing, right? So even though even I started as the job as security guard, later become a security guard trainer, right? Here also, I understand it really well, okay, and it's not the whatever the things I'm doing in my job or the job which I'm doing, it's not for the sake of money, which I enjoy it. Okay, so I have lots of clients under me, so I could able to help them. And again, we have 3 concepts. Okay, so the first concept is that you have to take care of your the wealth while you building it, right? So then the second aspect is that when you are not there, okay, so we call it the protection part, right? The third thing is the retirement part. So men in Canada, with as per the new studies, you live beyond 90 and the women beyond 92, right? So probably after retirement normally we aiming at 67, right? I don't want anyone to, in my close circle, to be start going to Walmart to work in part-time job to get some money to pay the bill. So that's the area which I understood clearly well. So I'm helping our family to do that.
Excellent. And given a very good educational background and more migrating to Canada and being an experienced and experienced scientist as a full-time person, and equally having a part-time job as doing a security job, probably when you initially in Canada, what inspired you specifically to get into a financial industry of work, or being into a financial profession?
Actually, 2015, I was ready to buy a home, ready to put 20% or more than 20% down for the payment of a detached home. That time, my realtor came to me and asked me, "You have RRSP?" I said, "I don't have RRSP." He asked me why. Because my accountant told me that you don't need an RRSP unless and until you and your wife making more than $100,000. Okay, so 2010 to 2015 time, if I would have contributed RRSP, because I have become already eligible for RRSP in 2011, right? I would have saved almost $50,000. I lost it because of the ignorance, right? So then I realized that most of the people around me are like that, like me, because even though we are educated, highly educated, and highly successful in India, moved to Canada, we don't realize that financial system working differently. And because in India, we already acquired certain necessary financial knowledge from our parents, peers, teachers. But when we moved to country, most of the people around me move this country after 35 years of age, right? Then we proudly think that we know everything about the finance. Actually, we don't. We know nothing. Then this platform, the financial advisor who tried to help me after all this situation, then he told me that most of the people need help. So that's why we are recruiting new people to do this job. And again, there's a compliance aspect onto this. You have to stick on the compliance. And if you're really serious to learn this, and then we can pursue this. And he helped me and he trained me. Then I have a lot of people under me doing the same career path which I am doing.
But how do you know? Do you have so many connections that you? I know that you have lots of clients. I would say hundreds of families. I would say. But do you have any potential connections before you join here, or you made them on the go, or did somebody train you to get these contacts or clients, or somebody referred you these clients?
No, initially when I joined after becoming licensed, right? So I immediately tries to help the people around me, my close circle, which was though limited though, because when somebody come from India, you don't have that vast friend circle. Then as and when I started this job, when let's say somebody is saying about this thing or somebody is telling me that okay they need help, right? So I went and helped them. Then they refer me. They know, let's say if you help one family, they know other 10 family. So it multiplies. Basically, it happened due to the word of mouth. And I don't believe that culture that okay you develop a relationship to get a financial solution from someone. No, I don't believe that. Okay, so you can only sell to those people who need it. That's what I believe them. So, and again, I don't sell any wrong product to the wrong people. If I cannot sell that product to my mother or a sister or my brother, I don't sell to others. So
Yeah.
more than that, my value has a more preference than the money making aspect of it.
Okay. So while taking an additional, career or kind of a, business into financial industry, in addition to a full-time job or, as a scientist, was there any type of challenges that you have experienced? Because it's a new, a tower of knowledge or, wealth of knowledge that needs to be understood and that needs to be used, for the education of the financial area to the people. And was there any such challenges that you can share with us? And what were the various like aspects or the strategies that helped you to overcome it?
Yeah, and actually, the challenge which I was facing and I am facing, maybe I'll be going to face in the future also. That right. So initially, I did not categorize the people because there are some people who are already in Canada for more than 30, 40 years. Okay, and there are people who just landed from India. Okay, and there are people. They came as students. Okay. And again, like if you talk to the people in Canada, most probably they know some of the concept, but they don't know the core concept, right? So the second type of people they're totally ignorant, and the third type of people they are students. Their priority is not to get any financial security what a PR person or citizen wanted to have. Like whenever I talk to the people, the existing people in Canada, rather the veterans here, right? So normally, like when I sit with them, normally I try to analyze the product what they have, then I suggest them for the new people. Okay, so I had to start from the scratch, and the third, the student people, right? So like those people here who already here for 30 years, so they have some solution. Their life is protected. Their financial planning is done somehow. Because probably in the financial industry, we normally say that like people do things monkey see, monkey do. Like some people, okay, your friend or buddy did it, so I am also doing it. Okay, and the student they focus totally on the PR or work permit part. Then after that, they want to get married when they have the PR. So the middle, actually, my core clientage is from the people recently landed. Okay, so earlier, like when you sit with a family, so they understand what are things they needed and over a period of time. But now the thing which I am facing is that those people landing new, either they can be a PR or they can be work permit, right? They think that they know everything. Okay, and the second thing is that when you ask them to put some financial solution, they say no, I'm going to go back to India, and I know that they are not going to go back. Okay, the third thing, okay, so for my business, we normally want to protect the lives of the people. Okay, because if you have a husband wife, normally we used to say that car has 4 tires, but your life has only 2 tires. Okay. So people will say that, okay, now I have a full-time job. My wife also have a full-time job, so we are going to take care of everything. But my question is that when you are going to buy $1 million home in GTA, one home, if you want to take the smallest down home is $1 million, right? You have to put 20% down. Right? I used to ask them, so how much percentage of that home you own? Not even the garage or the living room. Okay, so and again thing is that they normally say that, okay, I have enough money to support my family in any eventuality. This guy doesn't understand that, okay, you husband, wife, you do outside part of your home or grocery shopping and take your kids to uh, the the classes, maybe the singing classes or the dancing or the martial arts classes, right? But when you are not there, if wife cannot do that, right? Probably she has to take care of everything. Okay, so when we talk to them, they used to say that I have a coverage from India. Okay, and like we used to tell them that now you are living here, you need the coverage. They are not believe that, and again, sometimes they 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 are totally against it. Oh, I mean, I don't need the coverage. Okay, and the third time, when we are trying to do the taxation part, everything, they need all the thing, right? Then the investment part, when you should tell them that, okay, this is the way you should discipline investment, right? They go after the Bitcoin, all the easy money making instrument. After certain period of time, they come that I lost money. So these are the challenges basically I'm facing.
Hmm. And finance, right? When we talk about finance profession, trust is one of the main thing. And approaching someone new or some client approaching you as or to ask for some advice, a trust is really needed. You know, putting myself in such situation, new to Canada or coming to you for asking some advice, and what type of challenges you may expect from me, in terms of giving some like advice to me as a newly landed person. I may not know how things work here in the new country. I may be still living in the dream world, back from even being myself as an immigrant. I may be still having some learnings back from my own country, but after landing here, things are different, totally different. And what type of challenges you might face while advising someone like me, or if there could be any challenge, how you have overcome in the past.
Now the challenges basically I am facing in terms of the trust, right? That is of course it. Because this person doesn't know like he need this. Just like you are like let's see if you have a baby at your home, right? Baby does not want to eat food, but parents know that like if he don't drink milk or if you are not able to feed him, he's become unhealthy. The same thing. But this challenge is there always, and every financial person know this. And the only thing is that what I do that right that okay, if I sit with the family, I used to explain everything in a very clear time. I used to give all those information by email. Then I ask them. I talk to a few other colleagues because I think that because if this person thinks that if he doesn't need it, but one of his colleagues is saying that no man, you need it, right? Then he come back to me. Okay, and again the same thing repeated, right? Okay, if I have given him some financial advice, right? So maybe he's getting some information from some newspaper or somewhere, and again he's going and talking to his colleague, right? Then after that he has some information getting some seminar, right? If it can be club together, maybe I am not able to close that sale, but he can able to help his family with that. And again, if you go to bank or any financial institution, they don't do this type of education. Okay, and again, to create a new client, okay, to get the trust of him, just like dating someone, right? But eventually it happened. Once that trust is happened, they're not going to go away. And again, you will be there. And all my clients, I am serving them last 2018 onwards. I'm full time in this financial business, right? Then they need anything, they'll call you. So even the trust building part, right? There's not tangible way I can explain it. It will happen. But again, thing is, as long as you give them the correct product and you believe that you are serving them for their good than your good, it will eventually work.
Excellent. Yeah.
But how do you approach them? Like, do you approach them, or your clients approach you, or how did? Okay, let's go. Like, give me an example. When you came in, even I think you are licensed, right? So as soon as you get your license, how did you find your first client? Did they
No,
approach you, or you go up networking, or you go advertise yourself, or how is that?
no, I don't do any personal advertisement. It's a word of mouth. It's my own friend circle and the referral. Okay, and the first time those clients which I met, they did not take any product from me. I'm not a financial advisor, but they gave me a chance to give the presentation, collect data. Okay, so that I get a strong foot in my knowledge where I am standing, and more or less the thing is that, as I mentioned last time, right? I own all this product. I have all this product. I know what is good for me, right? So if it's good for me, that means good for this.
Okay, so it's so you say, is it easy to come in, or how the way I did not understand what you said. So if you have more friends, they will, so you will get more references, and it's easy kind of job, right?
Now, my kind of journey is a continuous journey, even though not very fast, okay, not very slow. I was doing it continuously. The thing is that there's no break in between. Okay, if I have a client, then I started from him. I do his one finance solution. Again, thing is the next month I added up more, and it basically derived from a continuous service of the client and the referral. And the referral come, right? They blindly believe you, because thing is that, let's say Ashok is my client, right? Ashok has referred 10 people, and when they all of them come to me, they know because why Ashok referred one of his friends, because I did a good service to them.
And how do you stay updated with the latest, market trend and the development in financial industry?
No, there is no way, because thing is that you are whatever you invest into the client, right? You always have to take it to a niche area where they get more growth, right? But again, thing is that you have to understand what type of client they are, what type of age group they are, right? If they have RESP, what time should I take it out, right? And let's say they have retirement planning, they are planning to retire at 67, they are 35. So there is no clear-cut rules. And again, thing is that financial industry, the most important aspect is that, right, you have training, right? You have product providers training, you have in-office training, right? You have webinars, right? So you are always updated. And again, thing is that all those people, let's say, if I am referring a mutual fund to a particular person, right? You have all the materials available about the facts and figures of the performance of that mutual fund, right? Again, if you look on the background of there is a dedicated fund manager sitting there. Let's say I am offering a NASDAQ fund, right? And I know only that, okay, this much of the company is in the NASDAQ, right? The fund manager know better than me, because actually I'm borrowing the expertise of a fund manager in terms, there is an MER there, we are paying them, and my client getting better return out of that.
So is there any particular strategy that you follow to strategies, or do you said, okay, you are for selecting particular fund or whatnot, right? You are advising to people. Let's say I will come to you, hey, you know what, Philip, I am looking for so and so advice, whatever it is. So what will make you advise to go for a particular product for investing, right? Is there a strategy that you follow, or do you have a certain procedure?
No, because the thing is that I'm not a fund manager. I'm a financial advisor, right? Financial advisor's job is not to, because the thing is that I'm not fit into one shoe. Okay, thing is that I'm a financial advisor to Ashok, I should be able to give him return, right? So thing is that we offer different funds. So I don't want to disclose it right here. This is not the medium to disclose it. Okay, so where we have different levels of protection, because there are some funds where you get a protection against the market, and there is a protection against the death. Everything is there. So we have different strategies. So our industry is designed like that. So it is not I hadn't designed. So I just follow whatever my system taught me. I'm just following that.
Okay. And as an immigrant or as a financial profession, what unique qualities do you think that brings to the table for being in this country?
That's a very tricky question, but again, it's a really very, very good question, right? So again, back home, I think maybe your question is more towards how an immigrant successful in this country.
Like being a person moving from a different country to Canada, and working somewhere as a full time, and doing a business, or kind of a passionate work. When doing such type of activities, what are the unique qualities that you believe that you carry for servicing in Canada?
I learned the importance of adhering to the compliance with the law. Okay. No, thing is that if somebody really sticking to the rules and regulations put by their country, and if you can do a business, and if you do that, okay, and the country believe that you are transparent, okay, you are sincere, okay, and your client believe that it's transparent. Uh, so it is the best quality this country has than me, okay, and when you have those qualities, okay, then we can say that both the qualities and hand in glove each other, okay, that will itself help to elevate your success to a different level.
Okay, and if you can really share, like any proudest moment, in your entire career, take it either, in your full time or a new business that you are currently pursuing. Is that something that you can share with us?
One is the proudest moment, and I can also mention one saddest moment, which I make me really strong in this financial industry. Actually, when I was working as a security guard job, right, I was also getting trained to become a financial advisor. We have one appointment with one of the person came from India. Okay, he already has set up an employment agencies where he recruit people and give to kind of a contracting type. Okay, so if somebody needs some type of job, right, he will supply them. So in turn, he get money paid to his account. So he will in turn pay to the employees. Okay, I approached this guy, and so he was just not ready to, because that was kind of my training appointment, because in this industry you have to get trained while you are studying for licensing. Okay, so he did not give me appointment, and like when I contacted him after a couple of days, he said, okay, we are going to meet next week. And this guy is hardly, I think I would say correctly that he was less than 30 years old. Okay, so he was on his way to Muskoka. Okay, and he was overtaking, because this Muskoka is a two-way lane. Two-way lane means for ongoing one side, and going out there's one line, right? He was overtaking. He crossed the bold yellow lane, and he had a head-to-head collision with the other car, which somebody is coming from work. The two people, both are employees of one larger company. They both died on the spot. Okay, and this guy also passed away. Okay, and after that, I heard that. And like in our group, like I shared the news that I was approached this guy, but I didn't get appointment, right? And actually, the family who died in the accident sue them for, I think the amount which is almost double than what their insurance coverage has. Okay, and he only has an adolescent kid, and his wife has to file bankruptcy. Okay, so the upsetting fact that if I would have forced him to get some type of protection, right, his family would have been saved. And after that, like I have so many clients, so when they came in all our work permit, okay, and then I do their financial planning, and then started their RRSP, so that they can use for the first home buyer plan, right. I have n number of people, so with that we save taxes, and I put back to the RRSP. They could able to take the money out for the down payment 20% from that, and they are successful, happy, lot of successful, happy clients.
Okay, and how do you measure success? In terms of what you do in a regular basis.
Yeah, just 1 minute before we go there to that question. Is there any particular moment that you remember, or let's say your first sale after you got license? How did you feel about that?
To be honest with you, I'm kind of a person not motivated by money. Okay, rather than like if I do a job, it's well accomplished, I'll be rather more satisfied than getting money. Money never motivates me. I never work for money. But even though I have money, okay, and I know that my money is a necessary evil, and I don't want to be struggle for that money. Okay, and like if I'm getting $100,000 money from my business, I wouldn't be that happy. But if somebody, I mean, really happy or saying that, okay, Philip, you help me. Because of that, I have my home. Because of that, my kid is going to university. So, like, because thinking that it's not a thing that you get a result immediately. Because you put somebody, you start the financial planning for somebody 2 or 3 years time when they bought the home, right? When they are saying that, okay, because of you, I have the home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that gave me like kind of a more accomplishment that making more money. Yeah, again, thing is that let's say if you have $5,000, okay, and if you can able to save little bit money towards your retirement, that's your personal goal, right? You'll be more happy. But again, okay, if I went for some sale and you make money and you're immediately saying that okay, I made money. I don't think that in this particular industry, because I have a lot of colleagues making $1 million worth also, right? I think then they'll be more happier than making more money. No, this industry won't work like that. Okay, uh, maybe like if you look on any successful people, right? Maybe you name it is Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, or Steve Jobs, anyone, right? They have a lot of money, right? And maybe they are standing happily because of the product what they have, right? Maybe my products are my financial advising tools which I'm helping people to do the retirement. Maybe they will, when they're at the time of retirement, they still remember me. Okay, this guy gave me an investment where I'm able to get enough money for my retirement living.
So the proudest moment I remember, Bharat asked you, is there a proudest moment that you have that you felt proud? Okay, very first proud moment, I would say.
No, because nowadays I don't remember exactly one proudest moment. Maybe when the first payment came to my bank account, my financial advisor, right? I don't remember that because thing is that like I remember only things which added value to my life. Okay. Now thing is that I have a lot of people working under me. Okay. Let's say somebody recently licensed and they got their first paycheck. I'll be more happier because thing is that I am just proving myself that okay, I am more valuable to those people, those families, right? Where I am trying to establish my business.
I was just about to ask, how do you measure your success?
I told you that, I mean, again, the measuring success is that, like, okay, if you give one toy to a kid, right? They like it now, and the next moment they start crying for something else, right? So, right? So my mind is kind of like that, right? So maybe like, okay, if I went out a family, right? I did all the best to convince them to have this product. They did not buy it. Okay, I'm not sad about that because it's their destiny. They don't have it. But let's say if I applied for a term insurance for someone which does not have any affordability, that got declined. That means that the insurance company is saying that, right, no, I cannot approve this guy because he's not healthy, right? Maybe my heart is broken because the thing is that when we apply a coverage for a person, we basically pray to the God that let him approve so that even if that guy is not there, right, his family is supported, his kids go to university, right? So they have their house going forward, okay? Because basically that moment, right, probably I would, if in any given chance, maybe the regulatory compliance does not allow me, I have to disclose it immediately that, oh man, you are not approved, right? But I wouldn't delay to, I wanted to delay, but I couldn't, to send a message to the guy saying that, buddy, you are not insurable.
Okay, and how do you balance your personal life with this demanding career?
I have a very tight schedule. Normal way, if people look outside, because normally I wake up at 5 o'clock. I start to my job 5:45. Reach at 6:30. Come back to my finance office and go home, eat, go to a gym. Right. In between, like probably people think that okay, if I can get a nap in between half an hour, I could be more relaxed. I don't do anything. That's just me. Okay, so during the long hours, right? Maybe some of the work we have to do which is stressful, right? But most of the things which I am doing, I'm getting life basically more enjoyable moment out of that. I enjoy it, so I don't feel it.
Okay.
So there is no balancing thing. I'm continuously moving. Okay, as long as I have energy, and normally like my routine at that around 9 o'clock I reach home after all my gym workout and all, right? Then I basically watch some shows with my wife. Then I pray. 10:30 I go to bed, and most of the day I sleep. That means I have a balanced life.
What do you consider the most critical decision that you have made, that helped you to succeed?
Actually, there's no critical decision, to be honest with you, because I was a very studious student. Don't take risk. Okay, I don't lie. Okay, unless and until that puts somebody into to real trouble, right? And I'm a kind of guy most plays safely. So, but decision. What I would say that there's no critical decision that okay. So, okay, if you are working for SpaceX, okay, when you find a bigger error, then you about that thing that can be a major decision. For me, there's nothing. But again, thing is that my strategy of coming to a decision is really slow. Okay, so I have been trained like that because I'm a train manager, right? Our strategy is that, like even my mentor, even my marketing professor. He trained like this. So when we go into any decision, so we take all the pros and cons, okay, and we come to that. We decide, okay, this is going to be a decision. We came back and we go back and forth. Then we call it a decision. When we know that this is a decision, right? I implement it really fast. Not maybe if it's a blink of eye, I do that, right? But again, thing is that particular period, right? From maybe in your conceptual phase to the decision phase, the implementation phase, right? That's a pretty long when compared to others. So maybe people can say that it's kind of a delayed decision. Maybe I don't know, but the thing is that then we cannot say it's a critical decision, right? It's a well thought, evaluated plan.
When someone who is not being motivated by money, like you said, and I see yourself, you have two different or three different personality. One as a very personal person, like as an individual, as an employee, and a business owner. What type of goals do you set, or have you set for future, or any aspirations, physical, like for personally and professionally?
In terms of you suggesting or you asking something for others to
No, for yourself, like any type of goal have you set? No.
What's your future goal? If you have
No.
any particular target that you're looking for?
As I told you, right? So I normally chase small target. Okay. Let's say if I can say about my goal towards buying a detached home. Okay. I lived in a basement for almost 6 years. Okay. During that 6 years, every day I was dreaming to buy a big home. That time I decided that okay, if I move to a home, I go to detached home, not to a condo, to a townhouse, to a semi, to a detached home. And so every month, okay, so whatever my goal was, okay, this thing should be done, this much money should be done, right? So then every month we have a target, every year we have a target. There is nothing written on it, but thing is that okay, back of your mind you are working towards it. Okay, and then when that particular target come, okay, you can say that the period is almost 6 years. It's a very long period, right? Meanwhile, when I was looked at, most of the people who came with me already bought a semi or a townhome, but I moved from a townhome to a detached home. So so that way, I would say that there's nothing major or critical. But again, thing is that when you have a small goal, right? Again, if it's not workable, right, you can turn around or you can work around it and you can fulfill it. But you have a bigger role. If you cannot achieve, you become depressed and distracted from that. Okay, and also my biggest career goal, if I would say that, okay, I need to have at least 100 licensed people by 2030 working under me and across Canada. And if you say that in a bigger picture, it's not possible because the thing is I only have a base in Ontario. Okay, so that what I do, but I'm working with whatever the available resource with me. My resources are the people join under us. Okay, I have teams, and they have teams, right? So now normally what I do, like, because my level of motivation to people are different than others because I'm kind of more personal, right? I normally go to the grassroots level. Grassroots level means, like, even though if I went for an appointment, if I make $5,000, if I work with that guy in the grassroots level, I don't even make $50. And I know that for a long time it's going to multiply. And look, any industry, okay, and those managers or a directors or an owner or a C or EVC ready to work on the grassroots level, they are more successful because they know the work. Okay, they don't have, because okay, if you can train the newest trainee, okay, that means you are still successful in whatever the job you are doing. Because most of the bigger organizations, the greatest problem is that CEO does not know what is the VP doing, right? VP does not know a particular manager doing, and the manager does not know what's the team leader doing, right? So there's a miscommunication from any part of this hierarchy. The company is screwed. That I wouldn't allow that. And I think because I'm a big admirer of Elon Musk. Sorry, my bad wordings. Elon Musk, like, I heard that, like, he even sleep with the workers in the factory floor. Okay, because that gave me confidence that okay, this portion is for my good.
You said you have small future goals, and becoming a multimillionaire is one of that goal.
Again, my goal is not to become a multimillionaire.
You are already a multimillionaire.
No,
You're already a millionaire, right?
A multimillionaire, right? Eventually, like this process, right? If I become poor also, I become penniless, so I don't mind. But again, I stand on values. Okay, my values are helping the family because I don't want to get money from someone misery, someone suffering. Okay, and if I can get money by helping some family, right? And again, I believe in destiny. I believe in God a lot. Okay, and maybe I become a millionaire, a multimillionaire. And again, thing is that my part of journey, I strongly believe that okay, become rich is one thing. Okay, become healthy and one thing. If you can balance both, okay, you are awesome. And if you think that okay, you have multi-billionaire, if you don't have the appetite to eat that food, then what's the point of having that money?
Have you been involved in any type of, like initiatives to support new immigrants or serving your own community here in Canada?
I do. Basically, I worked in a student community. Basically, we have a Sunday church, right? I give them a ride and what are the necessary advice they need. And most of the students, right? So their goal is not to get a PR, and they have been advised. I don't know that's a good advice or a bad advice. They have been already guided by their own mentors. Okay, all those mentors, right? Maybe they just come 1 year ago from India, so they are already been guided. So I didn't really force into that. Again, thing is that I'm not a person like who force into somebody's circle. If they come to naturally to me, I'll help them. And again, I'm totally again say that okay, I have my plate is full, right? Somebody is coming to me to get help, I'll help them. But I don't require to go to them and do some campaigning or advertisement to get that thing to me so that I can make money out of that.
Okay.
Yeah, there are so many people like, okay, not, I'll move slightly away from that immigrant part. There are many people who are already struggling with, even in spite of having a permanent work or they have a fixed work schedule or whatever, but still they are struggling. How do you think? What do you think about those people, right? In terms of both financially or in terms of an opportunity that can they fit into this role?
Again, maybe this is one of the questions you guys previously asked about the what is your value, what you saw in the financial industry, right? If you look people, okay, somebody is making $50,000 job, somebody is making $250,000 job. Most of the time I saw that the 50,000 guy is more successful than the $250,000. Okay, because making money is a different thing, okay, and how you utilize that money is a different thing.
So just I heard out there, how is that? Can you elaborate that 50,000 guy more successful than $250,000 guy?
Yeah, I'm coming to that point. Okay, because 50,000 guy know his limit. Okay, so he spend within his mean trying to save. Let's say $4,000 coming to his bank account every month, right? He's spending $3,000. The rest of the $1,000 he start investing. Okay, and this $250,000 guy, okay, spending all the money, thinking that okay, I'm going to get another paycheck. Okay, so he's forgetting about one mistake, that right. So if you save $10 today, it's equivalent to you're saving $10,000 after 10 years. And again, it's a habit. It's very difficult to change somebody's habit, okay, because this 50,000 guy already have a saving mentality, and he tries to save every chance other guy wouldn't mind, because he think that okay, this $250,000 is going to come to me every month. Okay, and this guy try to live by his means, other guy trying to live the, because if you are a guy making $250,000, so this month salary is paid to you, okay, and next month salary you don't know whether it's going to come to you, right? And the $250,000 guy create more debt than a $50,000 guy, because $50,000 guy already know his limit, right? And because these people, they lost a job, right? They're in a really bad shape. But just like somebody is falling from a mountain or somebody is falling from a hill, right? So the guy who is making more money create more harm to himself and his family.
Now, after meeting a lot of families, giving solutions for their protection or saving or building their wealth, or getting some denial from the families, even if there is a good intention of giving suggestions to them for for a better future, what type of advice, in your opinion, would you provide for any new immigrant to the country?
If anyone comes from any country, right, to Canada, they should first himself get financially educated, because thing is that financial education never happened in this country. There's a reason being that the debt industry is more successful this rich country, because those people immigrating from Canada, immigrating to Canada, coming from a third world country. Why they call it third world? Because the rich country consider them as third rate countries. Okay, but this country, so in back home, you can judge a people by the look or by the car they drive, by their home. But this country, if you see someone driving a Porsche car, or having a big home, or wearing a expensive dress, you cannot make them out whether they are rich or broke, because credit is available. Okay, this credit or credit card industry making more money. If you look on the share market, right, the Chase Bank shares are really doing well, because there are a lot of people ready to buy credits. Okay, you should understand this first, right? Second thing is that you should understand how the taxation works in Canada. And again, if you want to be successful in Canada, if you make money, you pay tax. Okay. If you try to save money, still you pay tax. Okay. If you die, still you have to pay tax. Right. This three concepts you have to understand. Again, thing is that somehow get somehow financially educated. Okay. So we have a seminars workshop happening, and every financial industry do that. But thing is, it's not reaching to you because it's somehow not reaching to you. Okay, but all those unwanted information, right? So if there is a sale in Ashley or I shouldn't be naming any retailer. So if you buy a furniture, right, 5 years you don't have to pay anything. It will reach to you. There is a purpose, right? So you have to open up your eyes and you have to start learning. And again, you have to start saving from today. Okay, if you think that okay, I'll spend all the money and I'm going to save the future money coming in, it's not going to happen because you are not going to have extra money tomorrow. The costs are going up, right? So you have to start saving right from today. And the third thing, so you need to have a very good accountant. I know that like people go to there are various accountants sitting on the shopping plazas, right? If you just pay $50, right? So instead you find a good person, a very good referral. Okay, ask 10 people, 15 people, right? How long you're associated with them? Okay, because you need them. Because if you go to that guy, right, that guy will advise you that okay, this much of RRSP limit. Because in Canada, like if you contribute RRSP, you get tax return, right? And tries to invest that money. Okay, and like buy home. Okay, when you own a home, okay, and don't become so much power that you own a home, you don't own that home. The home is owned by a bank or financial institution. Okay, and tries to pay back the mortgage. And again, thing is that like this country is a land of opportunity only who are ready to work hard. So you know that like you are tired after 8 hours work, right? Don't get tired. Okay, if you need to chase your American dream, okay, if you don't want your sons to go to university with a loan, start contributing towards it. And find an extra job. Like let's say if I would say that if you go to work in Tim Hortons, right, you can make $100, right? And this country has a job equality. Okay, I worked as a security guard. Okay, I got respected because I still love the job. Okay, back home, if you work as security, people look at you, people stare at you. Here, this country won't, because thing is that your dignity of labor, right? You do whatever the job, you make that extra money, right? And only thing is that you can make only money while you can. But after 47 years, maybe you are 20 years, 67 years, you think that I want to make extra money, it cannot. And again, thing is that like if you save $10 today, okay, I can say one simple calculation like if you save $10 today, okay, that the money comes from Tim Hortons 1 week work, okay, that is $300 a month. Okay, if you invested for 30 years, because if you invested properly, you get at least 8% return. It's $500,000, it's a $500,000, right? So if your wife will start doing that, it's $1 million income. $1 million sitting in my bank account, right? But if you think that okay, I start do tomorrow, it's not going to happen. Start it today, okay? And basically, what are the financial concept or tax tips you want to learn? You're learning for yourself. If you don't learn, your family will suffer. If you learn, your kids' education will be completed without any debt. Your mortgage will be paid off, and you retire happily.
Back home, when I was there until till 25, 26, I never had a credit card. I never had I even don't know what credit card is, right? But as soon as I landed here, like some 9 years ago, the very first thing that I got, I went to open a bank account in the bank, right? So very first thing that they gave is, open this checking account. And then this is the credit card. I was like, yeah, no, you know what? I don't need credit card. I'm not going to need that. Then they said, you know what? You need credit card because you have to build a credit score. So most of the people are being pushed into this debt market. I would say debt-based society, right? Debt society. So for this, people need kind of, you again mentioned about that financial literacy. People are not literate, and I am pretty much sure nobody is teaching that.
We have a campaign happening. So we have almost 14 offices across Canada. So we have a education workshop happening on every Saturday. So anyone can join us free. And also we have online workshop happening every day. So those who want to do it, we can refer to the particular website. They can register and they can access all the information by themselves.
So you see yourself as an employee to an employer and a business owner where you have your own set of people who is working with you. What type of differences you see working as an employee and working as a business person, and what type of changes that would be great if the employer will also treat the employee the same way.
There are two different things. Okay. So yes, I'm an employee, but I'm not an employer. Okay. The type of business which I'm doing, the whomsoever come to our platform, it's a brokerage. Okay. So they are also part of that brokerage. So I am kind of a person reach their place earlier. So I'm helping other people to get trained, and it's a value-based system. Okay. So whomsoever come there, so they will learn it. They put that into their practice, then realize that they're successful. They go out and helping families, just like probably in most of the aircraft, right? So before the flight takeoff, the hostess will explain you, right? Even there's a reduction in the oxygen pressure, the mask will fall, right? First you wear and breathe, okay? Then help others. The same thing, okay? Again, for an employee mindset, right? You have to report in a particular time. You have to stay there, okay? And you have to be disciplined, okay? Actually, I never experienced that because I'm coming from a management field where I was always a person who is guiding people, and this is my present job also. There's nothing but, like, again, thing is that the other aspect of it, that financial advising or the job I'm doing, right? It is not like a person can understand how this works, right? There are certain procedures we do, and if you stick to it, you will become successful, and you don't have an option not to stick with that. Okay, the same thing. And in financial industry, the trainings are a must. If you don't get trained, people don't trust you, and even the people don't trust you if you don't give the correct solution, right? Then people will still not be happy. So it's a chain of events. So again, thing is that my journey started 2016 to this platform, right? And like, since I love it, I like it. I mean, I would say this way that I more or less join without I am join. Well, I can, what I would say that I'm not getting correct word. I already associate with it too much without knowing that I'm already associated. It's kind of an association. And again, thing is that it's your passion. Where, let's say somebody want to become a film star in their passion, right? Whatever the effort and hard work they do towards that, probably they won't realize that, okay, I'm doing hard work for that. Because you are chasing your dream.
Okay, and now say let's Philip as a financial advisor. What does he really feel, in his own opinion, for the new immigrants that the financial industry can do? I wish you can answer for that.
No, it is not the financial industry can do. Financial industry is always there. Okay. The thing is that you have a car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you are the person driving it where you want to reach. Only thing is that as a financial advisor, like, okay, I have a car, okay, I have to go to, let's say, downtown Toronto, right? So your destination is your retirement, okay, your mortgage paid off, your kids' education, right? So you are standing in Mississauga, where you just landed as an immigrant, right? So I am the GPS, okay? So it's not the thing that, okay, I give you a one-time solution, you started your journey, you are not reaching there, okay, there's a start, there's an accident, there's a roadblock, right? So I'll be there able to guide you. So the thing is that, what I would suggest, strongly recommend anyone that right, find a good financial advisor, okay? So that, find them, trust them. And if you think that, okay, if I take one solution from a financial advisor, they are going to take commission from you, it's not like that. Right? Thing is that you need a financial advisor more than a financial advisor need your money.
Okay, so now let's leave that apart about the financial industry and personally for in your case you should have seen all these struggles and whatever, right? So how did you plan your finances, like starting from where, which point did you realize that, yeah, you know what, I need this product, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need to be done this. So I know your daughter, right? So when did you come to know or realize that, you know what, my daughter is going to go for engineering or doctor or whatever course, right? I need to start saving this. At what point did you think you realized that point before joining here or
No, as long as I'm kind of a person trust people. Okay, whenever I talk to my wife or any other close contact, I used to tell them that my success, the reason behind my success is that my friends. Okay, and when my friends came to me as my financial advisor, what are the things he said me, I just followed, and what are the investment that the day one he asked me to take it, I'm taking it. So I trusted my financial advisor. That's the only thing I did, and I did not even look at the investment what he gave me. Right, so when the statement come, I saw that it's 26% return, 28% return. Suddenly he asked me, okay, Philip, this is a time to change the investment. He do that. So he did a really great job. That's what I chose to choose his, a job as my second part-time business opportunity.
okay? So I do remember talking to I work in my workplace, right? We or even in gatherings or somewhere, we always when we get together with people always say, you know what, I need this, I am planning to buy this, I'm planning to do this for the kids. I'm pretty much sure I would say 70% of the people are not aware of how to plan their finances for the kids. So what do you think they should consider? How do you think what is important, what would be the important step that I should, even just for this example, I should consider doing?
Yeah, Ashok, one basic thing, right, which I understood that you have a kids, rather you have two kids, right? So what I feel that, because I come across a lot of parents at my age, like all these people, what they do, right? Let's say you want to become a doctor, you couldn't become a doctor. Okay, you're trying to push the dream to your doctor or to your daughters. Don't do that. Okay. Second thing is that, right? The education part planning. So for us, the protection of the family is important. If somebody is coming to an RESP, okay, first I check with them. They have protection, because thing is that what we believe in our mission, that, right, you have proper protection if something happened to you, right? If the protection is there, your kids still go to the university, still your mortgage is paid off, right? Your wife, retirement, everything is being taken care, right? The third thing will come the education part, right? This particular country, education is very expensive. Only those people who are not planned it. Okay, why you are not planning it? Because you think that, okay, this thing can wait. And like, to be honest with you, most of the new immigrant coming in PR, right, the moment they reach, the government cannot pay a child tax.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that is my money, it's not your money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that money being paid to you to take care of your kids. Okay, if something is balanced in that, you should invest, okay, in the kids' future. Okay, if that's not happening, like if anyone is getting the child tax, right, so they should buy an RESP. Again, still the government is very generous here, and we have very fair system here, right? So if you pay $2,500 maximum, you get $500. That's 20%. Okay, so most of my RESP investment, because normally we don't put any very volatile funds, so we normally put in the conservative fund, you get 7 to 8% return, and where in the earth you get 28% return. Okay, and with this money, you can contribute you can fund towards the college education. And again, thing is that you are a parent and you have a responsibility in this life when you brought two kids. Okay, and you have to make sure that when they come out of the university, they don't feel that I am broke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And are you giving a chance to your kids saying that, okay, dad or mom, you ate all the money government gave you? Okay? Because thing is that you spend all the money to go for a sightseeing or to go to India. No, you shouldn't do that. Okay?
Okay, Philip ji. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining with us today. It has been very incredible. Like, it's been incredible hearing about your journey, the strategies that brought you your success, right? I hope our listeners find this very much valuable, and whether they are just starting out or even if they are seasonal professionals, right? But I would like to convey this message that success in financial profession or any other profession or any other business does not happen overnight, but it needs dedication, consistency, and passion to serve for clients or an employer whoever they are working for, right? And it is always within reach. So thank you, Philip ji, for your time. And until next time, keep striving, keep learning, and keep building your path for success. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you,
Thank
Farah.
you.
Thank you, Ashok.